They say it's business in the front, party in the back. And no, it's not a building, it's a haircut. Today's episode is all about a type of haircut called the mullet. Hi there, everyone. I'm Jeff, and this is Plain English for Thursday, June 26th, 2025. Plain English is the best podcast for learning English if you like learning about the world. Every episode about Plain English teaches you new words and ways of expressing ideas in your new language, and we do it with interesting stories. Today, we're reaching back into the vast archives of Plain English, and we will be revisiting episode number 505, which originally came out in 2022. Here's what it's all about. The mullet is a men's haircut that originated in Australia. It's considered, and I'm not passing my own judgment here, I'm just saying what others think. It's considered to be a haircut that doesn't carry a lot of status, at least not in cities and among people in the public eye. But as I say in the episode coming up, people are gradually starting to accept the mullet haircut. And in the time since this episode came out, even more men have been sporting a mullet. This was episode number 505, so the transcript, translations, and exercises are at plainenglish.com/505. plainenglish.com/505. Before we start today's story, I'd just like to remind you that the podcast is just one part of how we can help you upgrade your English skills. At plainenglish.com, you can make faster progress with active learning strategies. You can take quizzes, do activities, listen to the fast version of the audio, watch video workshops, practice what you learn, and even join a live call with JR and me. It's all about helping you build your skills to become a better, more confident English speaker. Sound good? Go to plainenglish.com to start your free 14-day trial today. Now, let's jump into today's story. The easiest way to describe the mullet haircut is to say that it has dual personalities. There's the part that looks like it's a short, more traditional men's cut, and then there's the part that's more unkempt, like a long-haired rocker. A mullet is typically cut short along the sides and medium length on the top and in the front, but it grows long in the back. So when you look at someone with a mullet, it looks a little strange. If you look at the person straight on, you might think he has a more professional, shorter cut. But if you look at him from the side or the back, it looks like he has grown his hair long. That's why they say of the mullet, it's business in the front, party in the back. There are many variations. To stand out, you can shave your head bare on the sides and sport the top in a mohawk and let your locks flow in the back. If you want to blend in a little more, you can get a more traditional haircut, but just let it grow a little longer. The mullet is not considered, shall we say, a prestigious haircut. It's most associated with men in small towns in rural Australia. A mullet is the kind of haircut you can give yourself in your backyard. In big cities, both in Australia and especially in other countries, the mullet is not fashionable. The attitude in the cities is that a person sporting a mullet is not sophisticated, has no style, whatever. A private school in Perth, a city on the western coast of Australia, has banned the mullet among students. The haircut is untidy and not acceptable, the school said. But as is so often the case, what people in the cities look down on, the people in the country consider a point of pride. In fact, Mullet Fest in the Australian state of New South Wales attracts mullet-wearers from around Australia, all competing to see who has the most outrageous style. Now, though, a funny thing is happening down under. The mullet is invading respectable culture. It's starting to catch on in the cities. That's right. In Australia, it's now okay to have a mullet. It's common for Australian football and rugby players to sport mullets. For a really good example, search for the football player Bailey Smith. His blonde mullet looks like the mane of a lion. You can also see mullets on the red carpet and among celebrities. Stylists say that the mullet is a flexible option that allows you to play with texture, shape, and personal identity. One stylist has even earned the nickname Mullet Mummy. She says that the resurgence of the mullet is all about acknowledging the history and going from there. The mullet has long been associated with people who are poor and from rural areas. But here's another truth of art and fashion. It's sometimes considered fashionable or even glamorous to look a little poor. And so a lot of celebrities and wealthier people in the cities can now use their haircuts to say, "Look how authentic I am." Women can have mullets too. I've seen a few pictures of women with mullets, and it looks a little more natural on women than on men. It's a flexible cut. I've seen mullets where a man's whole head is shaved except for the long hair in the back. And I've seen women with mullets that look almost normal. The only requirement is that a mullet has to have some difference between the front and the back. You do not see a lot of mullets where I live. This is a style that originated in Australia, is most associated with Australia, but people do have them in the United States. And like in Australia, it's not a prestigious haircut here. You would not go into an office job in downtown Chicago with a mullet. Now here, like in Australia, it's considered a small town, rural, kind of lower prestige haircut. A lot of bikers have mullets. Mullets and big tattoos go together. Mullets and t-shirts with the sleeves ripped off go together. Well, the other day at the gym here in Chicago, I saw someone with a mullet. And not a subtle one either, like full shaved sides, long hair up top, flowing locks in the back. And I was speechless. So I wonder, is that just a one-time thing? Or am I going to start seeing that more in the city? I'll let you know if this catches on here. I saw an article recently saying the mullet is Gen Z's favorite haircut. Timothée Chalamet, Austin Butler, and even Harry Styles have been seen in mullets. So it just goes to show you, you listen here to Plain English, you will be ahead of the curve. You will know what is coming. All right, I hope you enjoyed this throwback episode. This was number 505. So plainenglish.com/505 has all the practice exercises, the transcript, the translations, all that stuff. plainenglish.com/505. And on Monday, we'll do one more episode from the archives, and then we'll be back with new episodes on July 3rd. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. The version you listened to goes a little slower than native speed to help you understand better. But if you can easily understand this podcast, then you might benefit from the fast version of our stories and expressions. You see, every week we create 2 separate versions of the audio. There's the slow version you just heard, and there's the full speed version. The full speed version sounds just as if I were talking to a native English speaker. Many Plain English listeners use both the fast and slow audio to improve their listening. And before you ask, no, there's no artificial intelligence and no computer manipulation of the audio. I personally record 2 separate versions of all our lessons so you can hear the most authentic possible English at the speed that's right for you. So if you're ready to take the next step with your listening, go to plainenglish.com and sign up for a free 14-day trial. As soon as you do that, you'll unlock the fast version of our episodes. You can even listen on a podcast app. Go to plainenglish.com and sign up for a free trial today.